Hello YouTube, this is Undeads93 coming back at you with part 14, I think. Yeah, I think it's part 14. So, now we're going to go onto this route and capture us a new Pokemon, which, let's move that off the screen, can only be one Pokemon since there's only like one Pokemon you can actually bump to this region that is new. Or, if my dupe's clause, how I have it set up, after I bump into 5 Pokemon and they're not completely, or if they're still the same, then same Pokemon I already have, then I'll just capture that 5th Pokemon. But other than that, that's just kind of how I have this go. Okay, number 3. Number 4. There we go, a Meowth. So let's put that thing to sleep. And there goes down the Meowth. Or, well, it to sleep. Now to weaken it. Okay, it did a lot to this Meowth. So now let's use a Pokeball. Go Pokeball. So, let me, with my random ramblings that I do all the time in these videos, let me talk a bit about the new character I'm going to be including in my anime reviews after my key animated animes month. Oh yeah, I don't gotta go that way. Let's swap you two around and then swap you two around because there's a bug catcher next. So all I have to say is it's going to be quite interesting. It will be pretty much a very interesting side of myself. That will be reviewing the more risque parts of anime. Kind of. Oh yeah. There we go. Timer's back on. I always forget to turn that thing on. Now let's just finish off these Weedles. Which, bam, there goes down a Weedle. Which also, I can't wait for my anime review for Halloween, because it is going to be a doozy. That's going to be a fun review to do. Because I hate that anime with a burning passion of pretty much 1,000 suns. Not that it's bad, because I really haven't seen much bad anime. It's just... I'll explain when I get to my anime review of that show. It's just that show's very, very shocking. Even for a viewer of my taste, which I watch a lot of different anime, that thing kind of crossed a lot of borders with me. So yeah, get ready for that review in October. Which is gonna be fun because, yeah. You there and swap you with you. Okay, so our next trainer to fight, I think this guy has a Squirtle. I think. Yes, yes he does. Level 20? That's ridiculous. Let's bring in Audie, since the only moves Squirtle can use on us is Bite, most likely. We're gonna use Bullet Seed. Okay, it's gonna try bubbling us to death. Sorry to say, Squirtle, but that won't work at all. Man, this Squirtle has a lot of special defense. Well, Squirtle's kind of just a tank in itself. Okay, we've done about half. And it's gonna go with another withdrawal, which is okay. Since Bullet Seed is a special attack. And here goes down the Squirtle. And Manny's now level 16. He's trying to learn Furrier Swipes, which I don't really care for. And Audie is not really up level. Let's try capturing our Pokemon for this route. So let's swap you here. Okay, so let's see who we bump into for our first 5 Pokemon. Or if we just bump into somebody new entirely. So we got a Pidgey, which we already have a Pidgey, which is pretty much soon to become a Pidgeotto, which is good. We have ourselves another Meowth. Sorry about that, YouTube. I have to respond to something. Okay. Let's see. Number 3. I don't even think there is any new Pokemon on this route for me to capture. But we'll get a kind of like a backup in a sense. So that's number 4. And wait, that was number 3. So this is number 4, and our next one, it will be our next Pokemon. And it's another Oddish, which is interesting, to say the least. We're gonna put this thing to sleep. So we now have an Oddish to sleep, which will do us good. And now we're gonna try a Confusion on it, which probably will kill it. Okay, it doesn't kill it, but still. So let's just draw a Pokeball at it. Because I'm afraid if I get a crit with the Confusion, it will kill this thing. And bam, we have caught another Oddish, which is good. We're gonna name this one Radish. Now we're gonna name it Raditz. Just because Raditz and Radish pretty much roll in together. So, now we have Raditz the Oddish. Yeah. Let's go heal up everybody real quick. Going back up the underground path, which they say it's dark here, and it's not dark at all, which I think is ironic. Even though I'm probably using ironic in its wrong terms, but screw it. I'm not much of an English major, so yeah. So we go back to the Pokemon Center. I think there is somebody on this route that has Eradicate and our rival, which is going to piss me off because Eradicate with Hyper Fang in this gen pretty much wrecks most regular Pokemon. Unless you have like a Geodude, then that thing could take hits for days. The only one thing I do wonder with Gen 6 coming out, another thing, is what remakes will come out. Like, I hope that they remake Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and also Gen 1 again, which will be kind of redundant because it's already been redone. But it'd be interesting to see it redone as well. Or if they kind of just release them together in like a 2-for-1 thing, which would be quite interesting to see Nintendo kind of do a 2-for-1 thing. But knowing video game industry and such, they probably won't do that. There's a Redditor versus King. And let's just double kick this sucker. In the face. And there goes down that Redditor. And a Pikachu. Okay, a Pikachu. Yeah, this is one time I actually wish I had a ground type, like a Geodude. One thing I actually do notice in most gens is that Geodude is pretty much a really good Pokemon in all gens, if you look at it. And there we go. And Manny's paralyzed, so I'm gonna go back to the Pokemon Center again, so... Also, if you are watching this, recommend me what game I should play next. And also, if you have any anime for me to review, that you wish for me to review, I'm always glad to branch off into new anime. Just don't give me some really weird stuff. I will still watch it and review it. It's just, if it's really weird, you'll probably get that in the review. Especially with the new character I'm adding, which will make stuff even more odd. So, yeah. Another thing I do think with the remakes is if they do this, that means Gen 2 and 4 won't get remade and probably till the next game system. Which should be interesting, but... yeah, whatever. So we have a bug trainer here. And we definitely can't use King for that, so we're gonna swap up to Feather. And he has a Butterfree, from what I remember. Butterfree pretty much has moves that pretty much say, hey, guess what? You instantly get screwed. Like Stun Spore. And figures we're paralyzed. And now we're confused. I see what you're doing. And figures we hit ourselves. So, now we got a Gust off, which is good. And it does little to nothing to this thing. So we're going to swap out now, since that's kind of doing nothing. So we're going to swap it to Skull, since he's pretty much our most competent member on our team. And figures, another Supersonic. I'm hating this thing already. I'm really hating this thing. I'm guessing this thing has a mentality of, hey, screw this guy. Okay, I'm starting to really get pissed off at this thing. Where is that Paralyze Heal? We're already confused, Butterfree. A good thing I haven't used Sleep Powder. It's used Poison Powder, which I don't mind, so it can't stun lock us, pretty much. Even though we're pretty much going to hurt ourselves now. So, well, now it can't confuse us. I hope we... I hate this frickin' Butterfree. And we're going to hit ourselves again. Well, so far this thing hasn't shown any attacking moves, which I think is pretty good. Finally, a frickin' attack. Let's use a super potion. And we're already confused. Gen 1 slash through Gen 3, where pretty much everything was kinda still broken. And now it's gonna use Supersonic. Yep. What a evil Butterfree. And we hit ourselves. So, let's see. And we snap out of confusion, so here goes down this Butterfree, which is good, because that is some bull. Yeah, it's just Sentinel Feather, because this thing's really starting to annoy the crap out of me. And figures, it goes for Supersonic. Right when I swap. Let's just try Quick Attack. Good. I was really getting annoyed by this dang butter. Yeah, flapping. Yeah, whatever. I was getting pissed off by this frickin' Butterfree. Good thing it's dead now. Hey, guess what, trainers? You have lost the Nuzlocke challenge. Let's secure that thing, and now let's go back to the Pokemon Center, because I don't want my Pokemon to die, so... And also, somebody's gonna get replaced in our team, which is a okay thing. Sooner or later. Well, actually, I'm probably just gonna replace him just for that gym. Because... Diglett is an okay Pokemon, but I have plans for my Nidoran later, so... yeah. So Diglett's probably just going to be used for just this gym. So, we now got our Pokemon healed. And we still got a good amount of time left on this video. Let's see. What other random ramblings can I do? Let's see. Got that guy with his hat. Slash cave entrance. Still think it's a hat. He's like one of those guards in England or whatever that like stand still in front of something. One thing I always thought when I was a kid when I saw that guy, like, I wonder if I have to face that guy and has like level 100s. Then he vanishes. Like, okay, I guess I don't have to face him. Whatever. Well, let's continue. And I think there is a guy here with Eradicate. I think it's that guy then there. I think this chick just has bird Pokemon, from what I remember. I think. Like, hey, I'll play with you. Like, okay. You seem kind of ecstatic for that. So she has a Pidgey versus my Nidoran. I'm just gonna double kick this thing. It says about, third, maybe. So, okay, now it's trying to lower our accuracy. Interesting. And we're just gonna double kick it again. So, And I took down like 2/5 of its health then. So King's now level 16, so it's going to become a Nidorino after this fight. And she's going to send out another Pidgey. So, who to send out? I'll send out Skull, since Skull is pretty much the awesomest member in our team. And there's another Pidgey. So, dang. But they're going to keep Nidoran in. But these things pretty much suck. So, dead Pidgeys. Dead Pidgeys everywhere. And another Pidgey. We're going to keep this in. Water gun. Quick attack. And it's a dead another Pidgey. Good. And Skull now level 21. He's old enough to drink alcohol. No, I'm just kidding. That would be awesome for him, but no. And King is now evolving. Which, consulting my book of wisdom, I'll probably evolve him to a Nidoking, probably in a couple levels. Let's see, what does he learn? Yeah, I'll probably evolve him at level 22, since that's the only good move he learns, which is Horn Attack, and then he only learns like Mega Horn after that. He has to be a Nidoking for that. So, yeah. So in 6 levels he will gain stuff. Which one of you guys have the most defense, other than Skull? I'm just tempted to use Skull against this guy's Eradicate. Also tempted to use you. Screw it, I'm just gonna use both of you. What's the worst can happen? And then probably somebody will die. So, use potion on you. And don't tell me I called it, because I probably did. So this guy is the guy with the Eradicate, or Rattata, or some. That's what I remember in this game. Have some guy with the Eradicate. Okay. There's a Spearow. Okay, let's swap out now. We could take hits for days. Not really. But we're pretty much just gonna wreck this thing. Bam. Sucks that we're not like... we're 5 levels higher than it, so it's pretty much make sure that our attacks do a lot. So, let's see. So, recommend anime and stuff that I should play as well. I do plan on playing the visual novel that I own one day on here. Oh my, that does a okay amount. Oh, he missed. Ha! He sucks. Good. I thought I was gonna die, but he sucks with this Eradicate. He should have went for Hyper Fang. And I'm shouldn't give my people I'm facing recommendations. But now we're in Vermilion City, so now we don't have to go far to heal up. So let's heal our Pokemon, and also this chick who looks like the trainers that are in Coca's place will also give us the Verse Seeker, which pretty much lets us re-battle people. And also has a crappy battery. But it has better batteries than Serpentera. And this guy will give us our free fishing rod, which is good. Let's actually catch our first Pokemon. Actually, we're not going to catch our Pokemon here. Blah, blah, blah. But this is Anne. Something about Sledge. Then we're going to go here. We can get our voucher for our bike. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. Blah, blah, blah. He talked about Rapidash. I think in the original game, he talked about Rapidash, and I think a Fearow as well. I think. I'm not positive. Yeah, he talks about Fearow as well. I always think it's interesting when people talk about a Pokemon in here, and they have to use all caps. It's like, Fearow! Sorry for yelling at you guys, but that's pretty much what they're like. They're like, hey, I have a Pidgey, and I want to give it a Hyper Potion. You pretty much have to put emphasis on everything, which I think is quite ironic. Let's see what this guy has to sell me. Let's see if I have anything to... Okay, so Pokeballs. Let's buy 2 of those, because we have to have that much. Buy a Super Potion. I think we used an Antidote. Paralyzer, I think we used 1 of those. Awakening, we used 1 of those as well. And Ice Heals, we have none of you. And Repels, we're good on those. So, let's see, we have about 6 minutes left in this. We might as well clear out some trainers in this area. Let's swap you for you, and put you here. And see what this guy has. Oh, look, a Pokeball way up there. It's like, don't cheat. Well, you know what, kid? You've probably cheated before, because every person who's played Pokemon has probably cheated once in playing this game. Dang, it's a strong Ekans. That's just confusing it to death. It'll probably be a... Okay, 3-hit KO. And that's not good at all. Confuse it, and it doesn't. At least Glare missed. Ha ha ha. Funny. And there goes down the Ekans, which is good, because that's 1 less threat to worry about. And Youngster Eddie has lost, which is good. So, let's re-swap you and you. Manny. Interesting, I just bought 1 of those like 30 seconds ago. Win, lose, or draw. I don't actually think you can draw. Wait, you can draw, I think, if you have like... No, wait, no you can't. What was that talking about? I must have been high on some Quaaludes. You can't tie in Pokemon, because if you have your last Pokemon and their last Pokemon, or from what I remember from Pokemon Stadium, you can't use Explosion or Self-Destruct, since it has a possibility of killing both of you. Which would be interesting to see. Because in the anime, there's a lot of double KOs. But it's usually never the last Pokemon, which I also think is interesting too. It's like, hey, guess what? And there goes down the Poliwag. It's like, no! And it loses. So there goes down that. And Audie's now level 18, which it learns probably one of its greatest moves. Sleep Powder. So, we're going to give it Sleep Powder, which is good. And it evolves in 3 more levels into the abomination known as Gloom. So we're going to Bullet Seed this thing, and this thing's going to try Smoke Screening us, so we're probably going to miss. Figures. And there's another Smoke Screen. So the thing's pretty much just going to try screwing over our accuracy. But guess what? We have Bullet Seed. And you're dead. We just made you into a horsey sandwich. that was hilarious. Not really. I think I gave us a lot of money. Okay, let's swap you two and try capturing our Pokemon for this area. And that will probably be the end of this episode. Maybe. There's a Spearow, which isn't that bad. So we're gonna put you to sleep. And we're probably gonna try capturing our Pokemon in the cave too. So, Spearow's now asleep. So, we're gonna use one confusion on this thing. Oh, okay, now it's confused and asleep. This makes this stuff even more interesting. So now let's go throw a Pokeball at it. Bam, we have caught a Spearow. I'm not sure if we caught a Spearow, but I think it is a new Pokemon. If I did, well, whoops. I've caught a Pokemon I already own. And I'm going to name it Spear. I think I did capture one of these. But whatever. There's not really much Pokemon from there anyway. Except, I think like Drowsy and like Ekans are like the only other Pokemon I could capture there. And if that's so, then I'm just going to check. Move Pokemon. And yeah, I have two Spearows. I'm just going to take this Spearow and I'm going to trade it for the Farfetch'd then. So we have like a minute left. So we're going to go trade that with this person who actually has a Farfetch'd. Which still in every gen, pretty much Farfetch'd sucks. Sorry to say that, Farfetch'd, but yeah. Farfetch'd kinda really sucks. Hey, I remember those things. Those were like the major gimmick for this game. It was like, hey, you can use wireless, which is pretty interesting because we didn't really have wireless games back then, unless you count like consoles. And now we got Shading, which is the weirdest name ever, but whatever. Let's actually check out this Farfetch'd. So, and it has an item which is called this. It has an adamant nature. Dang, this actually makes it better than most of my Pokemon right now. Let's see. It has a stick, which is pretty much its signature weapon, which is the thing it holds in its mouth, which is called a leek. Which I see in anime a lot. So, there goes off the timer. So, let's re-put this in here since I like, out of all the Pokemon in here, I like this thing as a bird. Unless you count the legendaries. And they outdo all of these things. They are legendary. So, this will be the end of the episode. So, thank you for watching and goodbye.